So what is the, the mean or the definition of decoupling, or what is decoupling itself? So this decoupling is what is called when the return of one asset class diverge from their expected or normal pattern of correlation with others. Decoupling takes place when different asset classes that typically rise and fall together start to move in opposite direction, such as one increasing and the other decreasing. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Sir Armizi. I'm Nursuhaila bint Abdul Latif Elais Yaakob will present to you about the subtopic from the accounting theory, which is decoupling. So I hope that you will enjoy this video and get as much as possible all the information that I will share. Later. Okay. So for the usage of decoupling in the investment realm, investor and portfolio manager usually use a statistical measure known as correlation to determine the relationship between two assets or more. The strength of the correlation between two assets depends on where the metric falls within the range of -1 to +1, where a higher number denotes a strong sync between the investment being compared. So the purpose of using decoupling is to make sure the investor want to make sure that either the portfolio or the asset they want to invest. So for example, the investor want to invest in asset or portfolio A, B and C. So they want to see the correlation between the portfolio A, portfolio B and portfolio C. Either they are correlated to one another or they are not correlated to one another. Because if they are correlated to one another, the risk of the investor will be increased. And if they are not correlated to one another, the investor risk will be decreased. Okay, for the benefit to investor using decoupling technique, by understanding which assets are correlated, portfolio manager and investor create diversified portfolio by allocating investment that are not correlated to each other. This way, when one asset value falls, the other investment in the portfolio don't have to follow the same path. So this is explain what I mentioned earlier, which is if the portfolio is correlated to one another, the risk of the investor in itself will be increasing. That's why the investor will choose most of the investor dealing with the decoupling technique will choose the portfolio will invest and choose the portfolio or asset that are not correlated to another. For the example of market decoupling is market and economy that once move together can also be decoupled. The financial crisis of 2008 that started in the US economy eventually spread to most markets in the world, leading to a global recession. Since the market are coupled with the United States economic growth, any market that move opposite to the global trajectory is known as a decoupled market or economy. So that's one of way to use decoupling method, either in a asset or market itself in a bigger picture. So why does decoupling occur? Why decoupling occur is first, protect the formal structure from the uncertainty of technical core. Second is enable the organization to adapt to inconsistency in institutional pressure. And third, increase logic of confidence and increase member of commitment. And last but not least, value in ceremonial enactment are relatively equivocal, while efficiency values are not. So that's all from me. I hope that my my sharing, my information that I have shared just now give um, will give some new knowledge to all of you that watch my video. So thank you and Assalamualaikum.